Alright, what's up guys? So, asking for help seems like a punishment in this life. Like, you can ask your parents for help, like for money, or you can ask them for emotional support, and they just don't seem to be involved with you. They don't seem to help you with your financial problems. Maybe it's because they're not good with their finances themselves and they didn't prepare to help their kids for the future, which is messed up. Or maybe they do have the money, but they just don't want to help their kids out for some reason, right? And that just makes you feel worse. You're in debt. You have a hard time paying it off, right? It just makes you feel worse. And I'm not saying like everything should be given to you. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like, say if you really need help and it's affecting your life, like these parents aren't there for you to help you out, you know. Or you can ask for help from your parents again, and you need emotional support. You're going through a crisis, like with your depression or your anxiety or whatever it is. You're not feeling like yourself. You're laying around more. You're feeling more lethargic, and you just don't feel normal, you know? But you feel like your parents are the right people to talk to about that. So you talk to your parents about it, and they'll just say things like, "Oh, you're lazy. Why don't you just go out there and do something?" Or they act vague with you, and they just don't want to get involved because I guess it's too much effort for these parents to actually listen and try to figure out what's wrong, you know, and try to understand, even though you may not be able to. So it feels like a punishment when you're not getting the right emotional support. You're suppressing your mental health problems, like your depression, anxiety, or whatever it is, and it makes you not want to tell anyone. So you do self-destructive behavior to the point where it just makes you feel worse and worse, you know, and that's how it always goes. And when you do that, that makes you in a worse situation than you're in now, right? Because you are asking for help with your mental health, and it just feels like a punishment, you know? You just feel like you're more in agony, you're in more pain, you know? So, say you can ask for help at a job, and there's coworkers and a boss that try to teach you, and they harshly criticize you. They want you to get it the first fucking time, you know, and your learning is more slower than others, and these people aren't patient enough. So they're lashing out at you. They're putting their passive aggressiveness towards you, and they're just acting like a-holes, you know? And they just act toxic, just trying to teach you something. And then they just won't teach you no more because they aren't willing to give you the time of day to teach you how to do the task at work. So now you feel like you're punished. You feel humiliated, and you feel embarrassed that these people aren't teaching you how to use a tool or how to do this thing at work. And it feels like a punishment now, since like they're gonna lay you off, and now you have to find a different job, and it may be difficult with this economy to find something. So it feels like a punishment if you're asking for help with something and these coworkers aren't unwilling to, you know. It's pathetic. I'm not saying like in this video that all parents are like this or all coworkers or whatever, because there's supportive parents, there's coworkers that aren't always bad, they're willing to teach you, but Uh, there's a lot of them that aren't willing to help you when you ask for help. And you can be asking for help in school from a teacher, and like, again, like, you may not get the homework assignment, or you may not get the classroom assignment, and they teach you and they just don't have the patience, and they lash out, they yell at you, and they try to make fun of you. Or maybe it's the other way, like maybe your classmates are seeing that you're struggling and they bully you because of it. And it feels like a punishment because you're getting bullied, you are not getting the help you need in school. Now you're developing anxiety and you feel like you're not getting anything out of school. And then say you graduate and all that BS in school just makes you feel lost and you don't know what to do in the real world, because your childhood in school where you had a bad time just affects your adulthood. So, yeah, it sucks. Trying to think of anything else with this one. Yeah, like you can just ask help from anybody, and people aren't willing to help you. It seems like they are all about themselves. They want to compete against you. It's like they want to see you struggle. And I guess you can ask for help, and people can give you this so-called help, and it doesn't help you out. You're not getting the help that you need, right? Because maybe at least they tried to help you and they weren't being a dick, but they just weren't the type of people to help you, and that feels disappointing. Um, yeah, like, it's kind of related, but like, if parents are trying to like have kids, right, they should guide them for the real world. They should put in the best effort to help them so they can have a good future as an adult instead of struggling and feeling like garbage. But there's a lot of parents that aren't putting enough effort. They are not trying to help them out when they need it, right? Like, it's not good. And yeah, of course, like, there's people that ask for help and they are doing it to lie to you. They manipulate you because they play victim, and then they take your kindness for weakness and they get something out of you. But there's people that are genuine and they aren't trying to do that, and people aren't willing to help. Like, say if someone's homeless, for example. It's like, it feels like a punishment. It feels like you're getting ignored. You feel like you'll never be able to solve this problem, or you feel just disappointed in society because you think society is there to help you. You think society is there to like help you when you're at your worst state, but nope, that's not what it is. Society isn't there for you for that. It just feels like a punishment, getting help. Especially when you have like some sort of learning disability or something. Like, it it makes life harder because of it. And it's why a lot of them have a hard time keeping jobs. A lot of them have a hard time regulating their emotions because people have lost patience with them, and it's just not good. I mean, not every person with a learning disability can't regulate their emotions. That's all I'm saying. But I wouldn't be surprised if, say, shit from their past, they haven't gotten the help they need, and just got backlash from them, makes them react that way, That could be anybody too, but, I'm just saying an example here. I'm just, rambling. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that there is people that are not willing to help you, because there is, but I feel like most people out there are about themselves, and they don't want to help you. Even your own blood and so-called friends and shit like that. And it just feels like a punishment because, you just get problems mentally. You just you feel like you're not worth anything, And you try to figure it out yourself, and it can get frustrating. Not everything you can do, you can do it by yourself, right? And it's funny, right? People say, oh, if you have a question, you should ask that question if you need help, but it almost seems like when you do that, it seems like you're not going to get good feedback from them, That's what it seems. Maybe it's just me, with my perspective. But I don't know. I feel like that's for a lot of people also, I guess. But I'll catch you guys with another one.